There we are. Click it on full screen, and we're in business. Page 70, exercise 2.2. Question number 2. A. Can all of you read what that says? What does 2A say? Can you read that? A union B. What page is that on? Page
70.
65. The definition, it tells you how to read it on page 65. A union B. And what does A union B mean? You probably ought to put this in your notes. You're going to need it for test time. What does A union B mean? It means put the two sets together. So here's A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's B, 1, 3, 4, 6. Put the two together and you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you have to put 6 in there to make this set contain both A and B. That's what it means to unite two sets. So let's do one of yours. Can all of you read what that says? Can anyone read that? Look at page 64 and tell me how to read that. A intersect B. Do you see that on page 64? Isn't it page 64? Yes, A intersect B. And what does that mean? Okay, here's the answer. So can you figure out what A intersect B means? Intersection, where two roads cross or overlap. So what intersect means, union means you put the two sets together. Intersection means what do they have in common? So what's in A that's also in B? Let's see, there's a 1 and a 3 and a 4. You follow me? There's no 2 in both of them, and there's no 5 in both of them, and there's no 6 in both of them. So the intersection is 1, 3, 4. Everybody follow that process? Have you seen this stuff before anywhere? You go, a long time ago and I forgot it. Say, nope, I've never seen it before. If you've never seen it before, and if it's been a long time since you've seen it, you need to write some notes down to bring with you to the test so you'll remember the difference between union and intersection. So look at 2B. What does 2B say? What's the union of A and C? Okay, union means I put them together. Here's A, here's C. So what would I get if I put them together? I would get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I have the 1, so I'd have to add the 6 and the 7. Everybody see that? So what's 4A? Well, there's two parts to 4A. The first part, can someone read what that says? I just told you. What does that say? Just say it. I want to hear it on the count of 3. Everybody say it. 1, 2, 3.
A intersection.
Oh, you have no idea how much that thrills my heart to hear people speaking mathematics. It's like you're learning a foreign language and your pronunciation is perfect. A intersects C, or A intersect B. So where do A and B intersect? Oh, we did that up here, didn't we? 1, 3, 4. So the intersection of A and B is 1, 3, 4. Now they want us to do what? They want us to unite this set with C. What's set C? Go back up here and look at it. Come on. C is 167. So watch how I work these. This is how you show your work on this stuff. C is 167. You follow me? I just wrote it underneath C, so I've got it all right here in front of me. So I have the set 134 and the set 167. And I want to unite them. I want to union them, put them together. So what would my answer be? 1, 3, 4, 6, 7. Everybody follow that? Is that cool stuff? Are you having as much fun with this as I am? This just makes me smile just while we're working it, because it's so cool. 4B, whoa. Now see, they just keep getting more complicated. Don't worry about it. The first part is, let's all say that together on a count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
A intersect B.
A intersect B. And then the second part is
A intersect C.
A intersect C. And then the third part is unite those two sets. You follow? This problem has 3 parts to it. So what's the intersection of A and B?
1, 3, and 4.
See, we did that in problem 4, didn't we? So it's 1, 3, 4. The set whose elements are 1, 3, 4. What's the intersection of A and C? You go, I don't know. Let's go back up and look at it. Here's set A. Here's set C. What do A and C have in common? They both have a 1 in them. Is that it? So the intersection of A and C is the set whose element is 1. Everybody follow that? Now, what am I going to do with these two sets? I'm going to unite them. I'm going to put them together. And what happens if I put together the set 1, 3, 4 and the set 1? I get the set 1, 3, 4. Everybody follow that? You got that? Okay. We're ready to move on. In problems 9 and 10, A is this set here. What are the elements of set A? A has 2 elements in it. Do you see the 2 elements in A? One element is the set AB, and the other element is C. B has 3 elements in it. What are the 3 elements of B? A, B, and C. And what are the 2 elements in C? Now, did I copy it down right? C is the set A and B. So now I've got my 3 sets down here. Now I can come and answer the question. What happens if I unite A and B? Then I'm going to have the set AB and C, and then that takes care of C. So what else do I need to add to make sure B is in there? A and B. Everybody follow what I just did? So the union of A and B is the set whose elements are the set AB, C, and A and B. They don't have to be in order. I'm just making sure as I work my way across there that I'm including everything that's in either one of them. So what's the union of A and C? Well, here's A, the set AB and C, and then here's C, A and B, so that's the union of A with C. Everybody follow what I did? You have a question about it? You see what's going on? Well, then we're ready for problems 11 through 14. Now, and see, A has how many elements in it? 1, 2, 3, 4. A has the set AB, the set ABC, an A and a B. And B has the set AB, and A and B and C, and the set BC. You see how these are different, the way they're set up here? So now I'm supposed to answer some questions. 12A says, can anyone in this room read what that says? The set AB is a subset of the intersection of A and B. Okay, what's the intersection of A and B? Where do A and B intersect? What do A and B have in common? They have, let's change it to red here. They have the set AB. And what else?
The letters A and B.
And the letter A. Right? And the letter B. Everybody follow that that's the intersection of those two sets? So this is how you show your work. You just copy down what they have here and then you fill this stuff in. Now, is this set a subset of this set? Yes or no? Yes, it is, because there it is right there, the set AB. You follow me? You follow what's going on? Okay, let's do 12B. What's the difference between 12A and 12B? This one said the set AB is a subset of the intersection of A and B. This one says the set AB is an element of the intersection of A and B. What are the elements of the intersection? The elements are the set AB, A, and B. So, is this true or false? Is that what they want to know on these? Correct or incorrect? Is this correct or incorrect? It's correct. And was this one correct or incorrect? It was also correct. Okay? You follow that? Then let's move on. Complements of a set. You better look at page 65 if you don't know what the complement of a set is and write it down in your notes. Because we're going to work with the complement of a set. And the first thing they give us is the universe. Make sure I copied it down right. Did I copy it down right? A, B, C, D, E, F. And then A is the set ACE. B is the set B, D, E, F. And C is the set A, B, D, F. Do I have it copied down right from the book? You copy it down wrong, you're going to miss it. Now, watch what 16A says. Can anybody read that? Here's what it says. It says, the complement of A intersect with the complement of B. That's how you read that. The complement of A intersect with the complement of B. So I have to know what complement means. And did anyone figure out from looking at page 65 what complement means? Write this down in your notes. The complement of a set is everything in the universe that's not in that set. For example, for 16A, A is the set ACE. So what's in the universe that's not A, not C, or not E? What's left when I take out A, C, E in the universe? B, D, and F. Everybody follow that? So the complement of A is the set whose elements are B, D, F. The complement of a set is everything in the universe that's not in the set. So what's the complement of B? Well, B is B, D, E, F. So I come up here and go B, D, E, F. That's B. Now what's not in B? A and C. Everybody follow that? So the complement of B is the set whose elements are A and C. Everybody see where I've got this work down here under 16? Have I lost anybody yet? You have a question? Sometimes people online send me an email and say, how come nobody asks questions? Do they just see what's going on and they're with you the whole time? I'm going, must be. They go, I've watched the video 3 times and I'm still not sure what's going on. So if you have a question, speak up. So do you understand where I got the set BDF and the set AC? Now I'm supposed to find what? The intersection of those two. Where do those two sets intersect? Intersect means what they have in common. Are there any elements in common? So the answer is empty set. Either a circle with a line through it or just braces with nothing in it. Either way, it can be written either way. So the intersection. So watch. So 16a, if you could do that in your head, and you can't, if you said the complement of A intersect the complement of B equals empty set. See, there's no way you would know that without filling all this stuff in underneath. And filling that stuff in underneath is so much fun for me. You have no idea how much fun I have sitting at home writing this stuff on this little tablet to bring it to class to show it to you. I am so glad I lived long enough to discover a tablet. These things are so cool. Okay, let's look at 16b. Now 16b, can you read that? Can you read this part of 16b? A intersect B. So what's the intersection of A and B? I don't know. Let's go back up here. Here's A, here's B. Where do they intersect? What do they have in common? What elements of A are also elements of B? There's only one, isn't it? E. So the intersection of A and B is the set whose element is E. But see how they put parentheses around it with this little mark out here? And what does that little mark mean? The complement. So what's the complement of the set whose element is E? It's everything in the universe except E, which would be A, B, C, D, F. And there it is right out there. The set whose elements are A, B, C, D, F. You follow that? Good. I see some heads shaking yes. Isn't that a pleasant sensation to run into the woods and be able to sort out what's going on with the trees in the forest? Number 20b. What does 20b say? The union of A with the complement of B. Okay, what's A? Back up to the top. ACE. So see how I just wrote ACE underneath. And what's the complement of B? Okay, what is B? BDEF. So the complement of B is everything in the universe other than BDEF, which would be A and C. So the complement of B is A and C. You see why I've written this stuff underneath here? So it can help me sort out what I'm going to do when I unite them, put the two together. What happens when I put ACE and AC together? What do I get? ACE. 22A. Where did that come from? Nobody asked for that. Get out of here. Cortana. Out of here. There. Okay. 22A. Is that little lady that lives inside my tablet and keeps bugging me?
Cortana.
Cortana? How do you turn her off? Boy. Go get a job, Cortana, and quit messing with my math class. 22A. Now watch what 22A says. The complement of A intersect the union of A and the complement of B. You see how complicated this gets? Okay, no it isn't. What's the complement of A? A is ACE. So here's ACE. So the complement of A is B. ACE leaves BDF. So the complement of A is BDF. And the union of A, now watch what I do here. A is ACE. So I just write them out here. ACE. And the complement of B, and what's B? BDEF. So the complement of B is BDEF. So that leaves A and C. So the complement of B is A and C. And what happens if I unite these two? I get ACE. Now I'm back to saying, where's the intersection of this set and this set? Where do they intersect? What do they have in common? Nothing. So the answer is empty set. Or, if I was working this out, the complement of A intersect the union of A and the complement of B equals empty set. See, there's no way you would know that without doing all this scratching around on here. Okay, 20. What have I got here? 26. C. There's no 26C on here. Oh, well, I did it anyway because I wanted to be able to show you something here. So can we see this stuff? 26C. Yeah, I think we can. See, here's B and here's C. So what's B minus C? Now, you're not going to like this. But what are the elements of B? B, D, E, and F. Everybody follow that? Those are the elements of B. B, D, E, F. What are the elements of C? A, B, D, and F. Okay. Now I'm going to subtract C from B. Is there an A in B in the first set? No, so I can't subtract that. Is there a B? Yep, so I can mark out this B and this B because I'm subtracting this one from that one. Is there a D? Yes, so I can subtract this D from this D. And there's an F, so I can subtract this F from this F. And there's no A to subtract, so I just leave this hanging over here. But what's the end result? What's left after I subtract the B, the D, and the F? E. So B minus C is the set whose element is E. Subtracting sets means you take out of the first set anything that's in the second set that's an element of the first set. But whatever's in the second set that's not in the first set, you just ignore it. If that doesn't make sense, go back and read page 67 and just keep reading it till it registers, and write down some notes to bring with you for the test. So I made up another one, C minus B. So what's C? A, B, D, F. And what's B? B, D, E, F. So what subtracts? The B subtracts. You follow me? The D subtracts. The F subtracts. So what's left? You say, what about the E? There's no E to subtract, so you just ignore it. So what's the answer? C minus B is the set whose element is A. That hurts, doesn't it? It's making your head hurt. Write down in your own words as best you can what that means so you can do the work. All right, we're down to 28. And problem, let's screen this up here so you don't see all that junk anymore. 28 talks about another universe. Problems 27 and 28. The universe is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A is 2, 3, 4, and B is 1, 4, 5. So what's 28A? A minus B. What's A? 2, 3, 4. What's B? 1, 4, 5. So what do I subtract? The 4. There's no 1 to subtract, there's no 5, so what's left? The set whose elements are 2 and 3. Let's do 28B, B minus A. What's B? 1, 4, 5. Everybody see where I'm getting 1, 4, 5? I'm just copying down what I had up there. What's A? 2, 3, 4. What's this minus this? This 4 subtracts. Nothing else does. So the answer is the set whose elements are 1, 5. This is kind of fun. 28C. That's not on there, is it? Nope, I made it up. 28C. The universe minus A. What's the universe? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Minus 2, 3, 4, minus 2, 3, 4. What's left? 1 and 5. Everybody follow that? How about this one? The universe minus the complement of A. Oh, well, what's the complement of A? Well, if A is 2, 3, 4, what's the complement of A? 1 and 5. You follow that? What's the universe minus 1 and 5? The universe minus 1 and 5 is 2, 3, and 4. Isn't this fun just to make up some more problems just for the fun of it? Just to be messing with this stuff? How cool it is. All right. Let's move on down to number 30. In problems 29 to 38, the universe is some universal set of which A is a subset. Now, if you're having trouble making sense out of this stuff by just thinking about it abstractly, may I suggest something you might do that will help you see your way through this stuff. Well, at your age, you better not be dropping things very often, brother. You might not get back up. What is it they say when you're an old guy, when you're down on the floor? Ask yourself, is there something else I can do while I'm here? So what I did to help make sense out of this, you guys, when you get old, you'll just either get miserable or laugh about it, so you might as well have a little fun with it. So what I did is I just made up a universe, so I didn't have to think abstractly about it, and my universe is 1, 2, 3, 4, and A is a subset of that universe, 1 and 2. I just picked some numbers and made one up. Now with that in mind, watch what I can do. And remember, when you're answering your questions, your answers, the choices are A, the universe, or empty set. So, problem number 30. Now, I'll keep our little picture down in the corner, but what's the complement of the universe? If I take the universe and take everything out of it, then I have the complement of the universe, which would be what? Empty set. It'd be the set with nothing in it, which is empty set. What about 32? What's the intersection of A with A? Isn't it going to be A? See, set A, 1 and 2, intersect set A, 1 and 2, it's going to be A. 34, what's the union of A with the empty set? If you put A and the empty set together, what do you have? Don't you have A? 36, what's the union of A and the complement of A? If I take A, 1 and 2, and the complement of A, 3 and 4, and I put them together, what do I have? I have the universe, don't I? See how this little model kind of helps you see the abstract stuff when you're talking about it? Number 37, what's the complement of the complement of A? Well, the complement of, if my little set here, the complement of A is 1 and 2, so the complement would be 3 and 4. What's the complement of 3 and 4? 1 and 2. What's 1 and 2? A. See how it helps to make a little problem up, where when you're thinking abstractly about math, if you make up a little sample problem, it kind of helps you see what's going on. Okay, let's jump down to number 40. This test is not going to be as easy as the first one, is it? You're going to need a lot of notes for this test. I can tell by the looks on your faces. We're walking into a new part of the forest. You've never been to this part of Alice in Wonderland before. Number 40. Find the smallest set that will serve as a universal set for M sub W, W sub M sub M, and W sub W. Now, you understand? That's all based on this picture over here on page 70. So watch what I did. N sub W. What are the elements of N sub W? B, I, CH, and CONG. Everybody see where that came from? By just looking at the picture. Beauty, intelligence, cheerfulness, and congeniality. WM, that's the second one over. Traits women like in men. WM, intelligence, consideration, kindness, and cheerfulness. Now do you see why we have a problem with the two halves of the human race trying to become friends? Men want women to be beautiful, and women go, you vain, vain, vain people, I want intelligence. You say, oh, well, I want intelligence too. Yeah, but she says, I want consideration. He goes, what? He goes, I like a little cheerfulness. Don't be so critical of me. She goes, I just wish you'd be a little kinder. He goes, let's just get along. She goes, well, we would if you were more cheerful. It's crazy. And you know what? It's what makes marriage so beautiful. How come people can be married for 40, 50, 60 years and still walk around like they're having fun? Because of this. That's why. The way God wired us, it just makes for such an interesting life. My wife and I just laugh at each other all the time. And then I think it's funny and she takes offense. If she laughs at me, it's funny. If I laugh at her, it's offensive. Figure it out, guys. If you don't, you're just going to be one miserable husband for the rest of your life. And if you don't even want to mess with it, then just become an Apostle Paul and hit the road. Men and men. Okay, so you see what happened? Intelligence, cheerfulness, friendliness, and congeniality. Women want women to be intelligent, cheerful, helpful, and loyal. They're not even thinking about loyalty with you guys. You're so scatterbrained. They need a woman friend for loyalty. Okay, so now we've got it together. Now look what problem 40 says. Find the smallest set that will serve as a universal set. So I want all these characteristics in one universal set. Well, watch how I do it. I just start with the first one and I go B, I, CH, and CONG. And then I go to the second one and I already have I. And so I add CON and K and I already have CH. You see what's going on? Then I go to the third one and I already have I and CH and I add F and I already have congeniality. Then I go to the last one and I already have I and CH and I add H and L. You see the process you think through methodically? Some people say logically, but systematically, instead of just bouncing all over the place, just kind of work your way through it systematically and you'll find the universe rather quickly. Number 42. Find the intersection of M sub W and W sub W. Okay, what are the elements of M sub W? Here they are, B, I, C, H, and C, O, N, G. So I just put them down here. B, I, C, H, C, O, N, G. Oh, and I in intelligence. Then I put down W sub W, I, C, H, H, L. I, C, H, H, L. Now, are there any things in common? Yeah, there's a C, H, and an I. Isn't that? So what's the intersection of men with women and women with women? Intelligence and cheerfulness. Is that what that is? CH? Okay. 46. What's the intersection? What do we do? Just change to another problem? Sure enough. What's the intersection of S sub 1 and S sub 2? Now, see in the book on page 71? Now, they didn't put it there, but in my book, I have it written. Is it written in your book? First year is S sub 1. Second year is S sub 2. You go, where do you get that information? Underneath the picture. Let S sub 1 be the set of traits mentioned in the first year. So I just wrote S sub 1 for the first year. And S sub 2, the traits mentioned for the second year. So I just wrote S sub 2 in my book. So now I'm looking for the intersection of these two sets. Well, what are the elements of S sub 1? ES, SG, HG, LC, AO, and SA. And what are the elements for S sub 2? SA, LC, FU, HG, ES, and SG. Are there any in common? Yeah, here's one. And here's one. See what I'm doing? And is that it? No, here's one. Oh, here's one. And here's one. Now, I know that looks messy. But when I get through messing around like that, I'm showing you how I found my answer, and there it is. ES, SG, HG, LC, and SA. Number 48. I'm glad to see some of you still smiling. It's good to smile when your brain is tied in a big knot. 48. Find the smallest set that will serve as a universal set for S sub 1 and S sub 2. Okay, here again, I take the two sets and I'm going, I need all of these in there, so I go ES, SG, HG, LC, AO, SA, and what over here do I not have listed? There it is, FU. So now I've got the universe. All these others were listed as duplicates, intersections. Number 50. That's kind of why you show your work on here, because you can look back at your previous work to answer some of the next questions. Find the complement of S sub 2. What's S sub 2? It's all this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, what's left? There it is, right there. AO. Everything in the universe that's not in S sub 2. Number 52. Boy, they sure keep changing up on you here, don't they? The universe is all the employees. M is the male employees. F is the female employees. D is the data processing people. T are the people under 21. And S are the people over 65. What is that? S? I see T would stand for what? Teenagers mostly? What's S stand for? Senile mostly? I don't know. 52 says, what's the union of M and F? What would be the union of the male and the female employees? It says, what's it say to do? Find a single letter to represent that. What would represent the male and the female employees? Wouldn't that be the universe? If you had to pick one of these letters for it? You go, well, it doesn't say anything about over 65 or under 21 or data processing. Yeah, but if you have all the men and the women in the workplace, you've got all the employees. What about the intersection of the men and the males and the females? Now, I know there are some people today who would say, well, I think there is. And it's just like, no, there isn't. Make an appointment with your doctor. Have him check your DNA. He'll tell you what you are if you're confused. But the truth is, the intersection of male and female is what? Empty set. You say, well, they wanted you to use one of these. Okay, so how about the complement of the universe? If they want me to use one of those. The intersection of under 21 and over 65, that's empty set again. But if they want me using one of those, then that would be the complement of the universe. Number 54. The intersection of men, of males, and the complement of T. T are the people under 21. So that the complement of T would be the people who are not under 21. So that would be all the male employees that are not under 21. Because they want verbal descriptions for 54. What about T and S, the union of those two? Well, T would be all the employees under 21. S is all the employees over 65. So here's under 21, over 65. The complement of that would be all of the employees that are not under 21 and not over 65. The key said employees between 21 and 65 inclusive. Means the same thing, just said it differently. Okay, I think we've done enough of those. Let's go down to 62. In problem 61 and 62, refer to the data in example 6. That's on page 68. And here's the data from example 6. I've copied it down here. And A, what's the intersection of P and I? What's P? The part-time employees. What's I? The indoor office people. So that would be the part-time employees who are indoor office workers. So what's B? The part-time employees intersect with the complement of the office workers and the complement of the shop workers. So those are the part-time employees. Office workers. Okay, if the complement of office workers would be shop workers and indoor office. The complement of shop workers would be office and indoor. Or, I'm sorry, outdoor field workers and indoor. So what's the intersection of part-time with S and I and O and I? Part-time, there it is, that indoor. Part-time indoor office employees. Number 64. What does 64 say? It says, look at the greatest rock and roll bands and look at the greatest hard rock bands. They've got them listed there on page 71. And column 64 says, look at that list and find out the set with all the names with exactly 4 letters. Well, there's only 2 names with 4 letters, KISS and AC/DC. Number 68. Now we're down with cars for number 68. This chart with cars on page 72. The set of cars made by Honda. Down the left-hand column, Honda made 1 and Honda made 4. So I just put the set whose elements are 1 and 4. Just use the numbers for the car. Number 70. The set of cars made by Toyota. 2 and 6. And that's it. 2 and 6. Number 72. A customer wants to purchase a car on the basis of total annual cost. That's the last column, total annual cost. Find the set of cars with the total annual cost under 8,000. No, 85, 89, 94. 73. That's number 4. So I put a 4 in there. 83, 71. I put a 6 in there. 80, 90, 90, 90. That's it. So for 72, if this guy wants to buy one with an annual cost under 8,000, he's going to have to buy a 4 or a 6, a Honda Civic or a Toyota Corolla. You say they are so tiny. Yes, that's why they get such good mileage. Number 74, find the set of cars with total annual cost under 7,000. 8, 8, 9, total annual cost, right-hand column. 7, 8, 7, 7, 7, 7, 9. Empty set. Write it either way. Number 76. Find a set of cars with a total annual cost under 8,000 Okay, under 8,000, what would be under 8,000? That would be 4 and 6. But they also want an operating cost under 2,500. Operating cost under 2,500. Operating cost under 2,500. That's 1 and 2 and 4 and 6 and that's it. So in this set 4 and 6, and in this set under 2,500. Did I copy something down wrong? Under 2,500. 1, 2, 4, 6. Yeah. Under 8,000. 4 and 6. So 76 should be what? Where these two intersect? That would be 4 and 6. Wouldn't it? Under 8,000. 4 and 6. For operating cost? Or annual cost and operating cost? Oh, fixed cost under 5,000. I forgot that one. Fixed cost under 5,000. Where would that be? That's only 6. Okay, fixed cost, that's only 6. So which one is in all three of those? 6, 6, and 6. So that's why the answer is just 6. Stop when you get to 75. And if you have any questions about the homework, I'm going to sit down here, or questions about today. I'll turn this thing off and start answering questions.